Good morning, Freedom Team. Welcome. Monday morning, June 15th, halfway through the month. As always, we are so excited on Monday mornings. We get to interview just studs and studettes all over the company that are not only attracting, here's another lady that they've got huge production and big on attraction. So they're both of them. And I love that so much, LaShawn, because I think so many agents like, I'm too busy. I can't attract. I'm too busy with production. And yet almost everybody I interview is rocking both of them. So that in
Yes.
itself is just incredible that you're able to do that. And look forward to kind of breaking this whole thing down and what you're doing. So let me kick this off, give you a little info about LaShawn, and we'll start asking this young lady some questions. So, quick little bio on her. She is the co-founder and associate broker of Team Peterson Jackson, a real estate team she built with her wife and business partner, Tawana Jackson. What started in Metro Detroit now runs across two markets, Detroit and Houston, with 80 plus agents and a 289 agent EXP downline behind it. Since joining EXP in 2019, LaShawn and Tawana have earned icon status 7 times. You rock. And in 2025, they were named EXP Icons of the Year. So congratulations, LaShawn. That's awesome.
Amazing.
So before real estate, LaShawn spent 23 years in IT. Got a little analytical detail to this lady in project management, and she brings that systems first brain to everything she does. She built her team's entire onboarding system from the ground up and now coaches agents on how to run a real business instead of just chasing the next deal. She's a certified success coach, a certified EXP mentor, and a featured voice in Housing Wire on first time buyer strategy. Her philosophy is simple: build the machine, then let it work. We all need more systems, and that may be some more questions for you there, Miss LaShawn. And the one
Yes, I got it.
version for her is LaShawn Peterson Jackson is a 7 time EXP icon and 2025 Icon of the Year who built a two market, 80 plus agent real estate team on systems, not luck, and now teaches other agents to do the same. So, hey, congratulations already. We can almost
Yes,
mic
thank
drop
you.
right now, LaShawn. So, hey, I'd love to kind of kick this off. First of all, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. Like you said, I know you got a big event Friday and you're probably in between all appointments, getting that thing organized and nailed down. So we appreciate your time. Why don't we start off? I'm always wondering, how were you? So prior to joining XP, give us a little background. What were you doing right before you came to XP? And then how did you hear about EXP? How were you approached? And why did you come over? So kind of what were you doing right before EXP?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. I will always make time for my EXP family. I don't care what I'm doing. I stop, drop everything for you guys. So if you need me, I'm there. Uh, when I first came to EXP, how I got here is that it was actually through an open house. I remember Tawana and I were at KW. We were quadruple gold at KW. We were selling a lot of houses. We were doing 100 houses a year at KW, but it was odd. And I understand not everyone's experience was the same as mine as ours, but ours was really odd. Just in the way that we were handled. So I won't go down that road, but we didn't feel the love, even though we were one of the top producers in the brokerage. But I had never worked at a brokerage before, and I was new to real estate. I had got licensed in 2017 and I came to EXP in 2019. So I was just working. I was still working in my career, and we was doing 100 houses a year. So I really did not have time to think about, what my brokerage was supposed to be doing and not doing for me. So I I was just working. So I got off work one day and to want to say, hey, you want to go to this open house? It's like 5 miles from here. It's a $5 million house. We should go. One of the guys from the LGBTQ Alliance was giving it. And I was like, sure. I was already dressed I went in the office that day. So we went, and I remember, this is so funny to me, being on keto. If you've been on keto, they had some fried pepperoni and cheese and all that, and that, like, they had the best charcuterie. And I was so hungry, and I was just sitting there stuffing this. It was like the best fried pepperoni I ever had in my life. And I was eating, and my sponsor walked over to me, and she was like, "You must be on keto." Because it was all the rage back then. And I was like, "Why, yes,
What
I
the
am." And she was like,
fuck?
"Yes." That's how she started the conversation with me. And we just became fast friends. Her name was Sherry Swift. She's still with EXP. And some of you may remember Sherry. She used to coach a lot and she would always be at EXP Con. So, we became friends that day and we laughed about being on keto together. So she was still at KW as well. So when after that, she's like, hey, you should let me coach you. And I didn't know anything about having a real estate coach. Like, what can a coach do for me? I'm selling 100 houses a year. I'm already going crazy, baby. I don't need more business. And so she did not let it go. She was like, let me coach you, let me coach you. So she brought me into her office and she gave me some ideas and some theories that I never heard before. She's like, you're working too hard selling these $10,000 houses. You need to be doing this X, Y, Z. And it's like, what? I didn't know theory. So long story short, fast forward a few months later, so I think that was like in the spring when I met Sherry in April. She left for EXP in September. And I remember being in California for my wife's birthday, and she called and she's like, I need to meet with you when you get home. And she's like, come to my house as soon as you guys touch down. So we went over to her house and she explained the EXP opportunity. And she explained the support that she was going to give us. And I was like, cool, I'm with that. I really don't care because somebody who want to support me and be there for me. Absolutely. I'm down for that because I didn't know people did that for you in real estate. Because
Mm,
all the real estate agents that I had met up until that point, they did not want to collaborate and share ideas. And so she was like, well, I want you to meet I want you to meet your EXP family, everyone that's coming with me. And some of these agents' names I had heard of. So we all had a meeting at her house and we all got to know each other. And I was like, man, this is going to be amazing, you know. So, and I'm still very close with this core group of people that I met that day. So coming to EXP was a no-brainer. It was just things that I did not think about because we did have an office at KW. So we had to find our own office space, which was fun for us. And I was able to get some friends who were also there and they were experiencing the same thing that we were going through. So I think we brought like initially 6 people with us. And all of those people are still with EXP to this day, everyone who initially came in that drop, right? So we got us a little office, not far from probably 5 miles from my house, where I'm maybe about 3 or 4 miles. And it was probably 600 square feet, and the 7 of us were like this in that little office, but we were happy and we were just working, 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 doing our thing. I was getting acclimated to the EXP systems, and we started doing something that I had never done before. We started collaborating and teaching classes together. And hey, you learn the CR, you learn KV Core, you learn this system, you learn Make It Rain, and we will all come back and teach each other how to work it. We were rocking and rolling, and people seen the energy that we were giving off, and they were just joining. Like we had new agents, so we were teaching contracts, we were doing all the things, and then
mm.
COVID hit.
Love it, love it. So right before you came over, you already had a team, right?
No team, it was just Tawana and myself.
Oh,
No team.
okay. So now
But
you
I did have people that I brought to KW with me,
yeah.
about 7 people, but they didn't come with me when I left. They stayed.
And so how long before they came over?
I never went back and got them. I didn't need them.
Ah, okay. Well, you said
Not those people.
okay, so you said 6 people came with you guys though, right? The two
But
of
they were at other brokerages.
okay,
They were at other KW branches and they were people that we knew, so
I
they
got you.
came. Hmm.
So you coming over the whole collaboration, everything, that was kind of eye-opening for you, that everybody was willing to kind of help each other. Did you
Yes.
experience that when you were at KW?
Never experienced that.
And so you guys formulate the office and stuff. So when did you immediately start to attract agents, or was it more production focused, learn about the systems, learn about KV Core, or did you start to attract almost immediately?
We started attracting almost immediately. We gave the downline a name. It's called the Real Estate Collaboration because it was a collaboration of real estate agents. And I remember my sponsor, she was heavy on attraction because she used to attract for KW. She was what do you call it? Whatever the person who brings the people in. The
Mhm.
Anyway, she did that for KW. So she knew how to attract. So we gave an event pretty much like what I'm giving this week. And man, so we had maybe about 300 people. Like we had to shut the doors on the venue. And we attracted a lot of people from that event. We probably picked up another 20. And like I said, we were rocking and rolling, like onboarding all of these people, getting them trained and doing all the things. And like I said, so I came in October. Then, so once you get to March, COVID hit. So we were on lockdown, right? But we
Mhm.
kept, that's when we doubled down. We doubled down on during COVID. And, Tawana and I and Danielle Dunham, some of you guys may know her. She is with Win Network. She's on the board of directors. We'd like double down and we would train every day via Zoom because what else was there to do? So
Yeah.
when we opened back up, we were ready and we probably attracted we probably onboarding 10 people a month. Do you remember when EXP used to do the sprints?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I was always there. I was always there. I always qualified because every quarter I would meet the goal and be the top attractor. The crowning moment for me that changed in my business is when the Black EXP Network took us to Puerto Rico, and I met Gene Frederickson, and I met Brent Grove, and I met the EXP millionaires. Like I really had no idea of what I was doing for real. I was just giving people the opportunity. I was just sharing from the heart. Like we don't have to be out here struggling. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I'm going to teach you how to sell real estate. We're gonna learn all these things together. But when I went to Puerto Rico, it was when EXP stock was about $100 a share.
Yeah.
Remember
When
that?
it's weekend, yeah.
Oh, I watched them become millionaires. I saw the tears. I remember I saw people praying and dropping to their knees because they were a millionaire and it changed everything for me. I was like, "Oh my God, like this is real.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
real." you know. And I came back with a new vigor. And I believe that was it June of 2021, Tracy? You went to? Yeah, June of 2021.
I can't say I went with Black EXP, but I went to Gene Frederick's house in Puerto Rico with Jay Nelson. I can't say it
Okay.
was with Black EXP, but it changed my perspective. I'm with you on that. I saw the big
Yes.
picture. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The wooden nickel or whatever, his boat was starting to be built. And oh my goodness, it just changed everything for me. And I just saw that I could really become a millionaire. And I never knew what my business could really be until I saw people that is where I met, my EXP tribe, right? So Terry Gleaton. I met Terry
Mhm.
Gleaton. That's my sister to this day. We talk at least once a week and hype each other up. Like I met um who else we meet? Fee. I met Fee Gentry when she was there. I met so many people that like changed the course of the way I thought about business. And I became a businesswoman that day. I didn't see it as hustling anymore. I changed. So Chauncey Pham, I met her, got to spend time with her. I just thought differently about everything. And what EXP could really mean to me. And I got my EXP family, that Michael Collier, all of them. And those are still my family to this day. So I met my tribe there. And I've been like really on fire for EXP ever since.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to unpack there, but the first fall events going. We always say big decisions are made at big events. I got
Yes.
multiple people in my group. Jeff's not on here, but one of our leaders. Literally, when I first brought him in, I dragged him to an event 3 weeks after he joined. But when he was at that event, several people cross stage that had been in a year and a half, and were making over $10,000 a month. And all
Hmm.
he'd ever done is production. He's looking at that, the light bulb's going off over and over anyway. He goes home, tells his wife, look, we need to make some changes. And that's when he have her focus on production. He began to focus on attraction, but it lit him up just to hear other people's stories and how quickly some people did it right out of the gate. So let's go to events because you keep talking about events. It sounds like, has that been the
Yes.
bulk of how you've been attracting by putting on events?
No, no, I'm a
No?
natural attractor. I mean, people know what I do, so they know that we train agents and we get them into productivity. So I get referrals like realtors get referrals for clients. I get referrals from other agents, other brokerages, people, my clients have sent their kids to me when they got their real estate licenses.
Okay.
So most people hear about us through word of mouth. So that's mainly how, the vast majority of our agents, my attraction has been through word of mouth or social media.
Okay. Do you mind me
Mhm.
asking if I asked you this? So, if there's people on here listening right now or listening to the recording, and they're like, okay, I don't have LaShawn's background, um, but if they wanted to put on events in their area, how would you might maybe guide them? Because they don't have to necessarily be the big producer. I always try to tell people that.
Right, you do not.
Yeah. How would you kind of advise or coach them to maybe, if you're listening right now going, I keep hearing people talking about putting on events, but I'm not the big producer. What might you coach them on how to pull that together and maybe do events in their local area?
Um, uh, the CE course is easy, is getting someone like your title company. A lot of those have courses that will give you some CEs. And put that on Eventbrite and just give it, and the agents will come because everybody's always looking for their continuing ed credits, right? So that should be of no cost to you, and you just be the driving force behind it, doing the advertisement, talking about it on social media, things of that nature. Like I said, my conference room probably hold about 60 people. We had 100 people come for that free CE. So that just opened my eyes to something new. I had never done that before. Networking events, realtors love to network. They love to network. And so you don't have to provide any value. You can just say it's a real estate networking event and have it at a place that's kind of popular and and hip and up and coming, partner with some lenders and the title company and get the people there. They're gonna come and have a cocktail and meet each other. So they love that. And if you can get some value-based networking events, that probably have to put a little bit more into that.
Mhm.
Um, and probably some of your own money, which I have never lost on giving an event, even though if I spend my own money. Um, I am willing to invest in that. So we're having this one at a banquet center and it's very nice. Like we're pulling out all the stops and it's incredible for the amount of people we have and for what it costs. I know that my investment, I'm going to triple it by the end of the year. So I'm okay with that. And if not, I'll write it off. So get with a group of other EXP agents and do it together. Like trying to do it alone is not what you want to do, especially if you're going to throw a mastermind. You want to have like four other producing agents to throw it with you and to help push it and to bring value to the event itself. And
Gotcha.
we have some incredible speakers at EXP who will come and support you.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you
no
need a,
doubt.
yes.
And so do you have, when you at the event, is there like a sign up sheet for everybody when they come in? What do you guys do when how you're running that event?
So for Eventbrite, they give you the list, right? And
Okay.
of course, we do check everyone in. We get everyone's information. I always have food to at the end because nobody's gonna leave food, and that gives me time to meet and greet and talk to people. And of course, I always get up and do my story, tell them my story in the most compelling, heart-touching way possible. And once people see that you can do it and what you've done and what you've been able to achieve, they will naturally want that for themselves too. So you
Yeah.
just have to find a way to tell your story in a way that will attract others.
If you wouldn't mind, you and I were talking about this before we began to record. I always tell everybody needs to learn people's stories. Sometimes that's what moves people emotionally. Share right now, real quickly, what do you share when you're in front of that group? What is that compelling story? And guys, capture this story. Even if you don't have LaShawn on a three-way call or something where you're talking to someone, let me tell you about another lady that's a good friend of mine and what happened to her. And you tell LaShawn's story. So just kind of share, what do you share in front of that group, your story?
Depends on the group. So sometimes I go all the way back to my natural story, like growing up, I never knew that people rented houses because my grandparents, I was raised by my grandparents and they own their own home, right? So I always grew up with a sense of pride in home ownership because I remember, and I told the story on stage at EXPCon about how my grandfather came for, had this big party to burn his mortgage. They used to do that. This was in the 70s. I was like 4 years old. So they had a mortgage burning party, and it was just the most festive thing I had been to in my young life. And then my grandfather came and bought all his papers out and he set them on fire. And, we were cheering. And, that stuck with me. Like, this is something that I really want in my life is, home ownership, So it wasn't, so fast forward to teenage years, my grandfather passed away. My grandmother got ill, found myself homeless, didn't know, it was 80s was a different time, especially in my part of America. It was not the best of times.
Well,
So
you
I
mentioned,
was, excuse, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Uh,
somebody make this, yeah,
Okay, I
put
was I was
yourself out.
14. I was 14, 15, found myself homeless, and I didn't know that I was homeless at the time, but sleeping on people's couches and not having a room of your own, you're definitely homeless, right? So I vowed to myself at that time, like if I ever have kids, they're never gonna have to go through this. This is never going to happen. So at 18, I got pregnant with my daughter. I was 16. I had her at 17. I got married at 18 because, my husband at the time, he's like, I want to buy you and your kids a house. And he did that, because that's how important home ownership was to me. I got married for a house because I wanted that security for my kids. Good dad, all of those things. But I was 18, that was very young, right? So it was always at the front. Not only, then I started getting investment properties because I wanted to have multiple houses. So home ownership and owning properties have always brought me security in my life. So when I met Tawana, fast forward 30 years, when I met Tawana, she was a retired military vet, right? And she had some injuries from her military years, and she was working for the state of Michigan, and she was traveling. If you know the Detroit area, from Detroit to Lansing, which is like a hour and 15 minutes every which back and forth to work, I told her, I said, hey, and that's a long time to be sitting in a car with your injuries. Like, she was literally on a cane. If you see Tawana today, you would never think that she was disabled if you see her moving about. But she was disabled when we met. And so she needed some serious surgery. So I said, take the time you need, get your surgeries, take care of yourself. So she went on leave from her state job. She had some extensive back surgeries and, went through therapy and got herself together. And so at this time, by the time she was able to get herself together, she had, decided just to retire from the state and, just to pursue some other interests. So, but for a while, she was a housewife, and I was really loving that. But she wasn't because, she's a military woman, educated, degree in public administration. She did not want to sit at home and be a housewife. So she was running daycare center out of our house. She was I would come home and be kids. She'd be cooking meals for whatever reason, doing taxes, fast food. She had college students in there getting them ready for college because Tawana is like this super mom. Like, I've never met a mother like her. So she was doing all these things. She was literally running the community center out of the house. So I said to her one day, I was like, she like to help people. I think you make a great real estate agent. So she went and got a real estate license. And she came home and I was like, okay, great. Now you got a hobby. But just like I thought, she would be really good at it. She was like, hey, I need help. I need you to get your license too. And I was like, oh no, honey. Oh no, sister. I got a good job being a project manager at an IT firm because that was one of the things that, as a young Black woman I was supposed to do, right? Go to school, get my degree, do all the things to solidify my family, right? So I was like, oh no, honey, that's for you. But one day she picked me up for lunch and I'm just sifting through her checks. We went to pick up her checks and I saw my whole corporate bonus in that check. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm so I did go get my license, and Team Peterson Jackson was born. And so Tawana told everyone that I was her best hire. And that's the running joke. So whenever she's on stage, she'll tell you I was absolutely her best hire. So she got me, and I would get up early and help her get ready, and I would do all of our marketing and all the things behind the scene. And Tawana has always been the face of the team up until I did not, and a lot of people don't know this, I did not leave my job until 2022. We were probably making 5 times what we were making in real estate, but I was supposed to quit in 2020, but COVID scared me, and I just held on a little bit too long. But it's the best thing that I ever done for myself was leaving corporate America. I don't regret it a day. I mean, I cannot imagine living that life again. I
Yep,
just feel so full in what I do, just
that's
so full
awesome.
and free.
Love it. Love it. Great story. Just think, I just feel your passion and emotion and everything
Hmm.
yeah, and I can see that's probably a big attractor also. People just want to be
Yes,
around you. You're exuding energy and so forth. It's awesome. It always
yes,
makes me think of Brent Gove. And Rob Flick says the same thing when he's looking for people. They got to have the right energy, or he just kind of moves on, right? He didn't want to bring in
yes.
dead weight. He's looking for somebody to run with him that's going to give him the same kind of energy. So thank you for
And
doing that.
Tawana is a great speaker. She's a better speaker than I am. And I'm kind of shocked. So she had a meeting with an agent on Friday, and she was like, "Well, I was hoping LaShawn would be here. If you want LaShawn, what?" You gotta have Tawana on. She's amazing. You guys will love her. She's funny too.
So what do you do, LaShawn, for your group? So you got a big group now, almost
Yes,
300 agents.
yes.
Do you do anything specifically on a weekly basis for agents in regards to the attraction piece for your
So
group?
for my to hold my because you gotta once you can't just recruit agents, bring them in and let them and take your hands off of them. They
Hmm.
have to feel like they're a part of something. So I do have a group chat with them,
Okay.
and we talk. I talk to them all day. Any questions they have, I try to keep them in the EXP ecosystem. I make sure they know about all the training that's happening, what's going on. I encourage them to attend. I'm constantly putting that in our group chat. I send them a weekly email. We have a monthly meeting with the local people, and the others can join by Zoom. So I am in contact with my downline with the real estate collaboration. Like I said, because if you're not, they're not going to stay and they're easy to leave. So I've noticed like people that I may not have touched as much,
Yeah.
um, I did lose them, and I always blame myself because I know that I did not reach out or I didn't touch them like I should. Like you just really can't set it and forget it. You have to give them something, a way to connect with you
Yeah.
and a way
We,
to feel a part of something.
yeah. Today, first of all, thank you guys for being on. We've got 21 of us on here, and we got a large group, and yet we don't get a big group that comes to. We have Zooms Monday through
Yes.
Thursday, and we're always talking about we want to provide value to everybody, but we have that, the joking line, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. We're always going,
Hmm.
how can we get more people to show up for these, especially the one we do in LaShawn? I'd love to have either you or your wife come in. On Tuesday, we bring in icon agents, and it's all about production. And we have just come in and go, whatever you're really good at, come train on it. First of all, would you be open doesn't have to be anytime soon, the next few
Yes,
months?
yes, absolutely. Tawana loves that. She has classes in the can. Like I
Okay.
said, she's an amazing instructor. I write the classes and she delivers.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But I can already, you deliver big time. So
Yes.
if you're
Oh,
telling me
thank
she's
you.
better, I can't even fathom somebody else coming
Yeah,
on.
Tracy's seen her. She's good.
Good. Well, so let's maybe dig a little deeper here with your group. To have a group that size, do you mind me asking whether we call them generals? How many producers on the attraction side do you have that have helped you grow to 300 that are really kind of
So,
dialed in?
so I have in my down in the REC, we have 4 team leaders, right?
Right.
Um, One of them, Future Davis, I don't know if you guys are aware of her.
Yep.
She's in my downline. She is amazing.
Yep.
She's a working team leader and a tractor. So she's a powerhouse. So if you
Hmm.
don't follow Future Davis, you might want to. Danielle Dunham, she's also one of, if you want to call her general, she was, I would say she was our first recruit, and she's everything. And she has quite a story. So you may definitely want to touch out to Danielle. Her story is compelling. Um,
What's Danielle's last name?
Dunham.
Dunham.
And
Okay.
yeah, she's on the WIN board of directors, but through everything that she deals with on a daily basis, the way she shows up, like I don't do big on excuses because I have people like Danielle in my life who powers through everything.
Hmm.
Um, I have Christopher Moore. He's actually on my team. He is, like I said, I told you I have to meet with three agents. He's
Yeah.
recruited them. He does not, I mean, his downline is about 35 people, but he is king attractor right now. He's the one that's leading the pack at this moment. Christopher Moore,
Okay.
and he relies on the value that the team brings to recruit. And for producing agents, we do rely on the value that the real estate collaboration brings. So those are my top recruiters. Those are
Okay.
Tawana's looking at me.
And so Christopher Moore, let's
And
go.
Tawana, of course, but we said Tawana. She's pointing at herself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so Christopher Moore, you said his attraction is mainly about the value that your group gives back.
Yes,
So
yes.
elaborate more on that because I think we could do the same thing. I'm trying to think of different.
So Chris is like I have trained like my people who have been on my team for over 2 years, they get a position. You're just not gonna sit on this team and I gotta grow you or it's time for you to go, right? So Chris Moore is our productivity coach. He is all about making money and holding agents accountable to their goals. And he is really good at it. And a lot of people are attracted to that type of pressure, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he does. Then I have another guy on my team, Derek McKinney. He's a script and dialogue coach, and he runs our script and dialogue practice. Um, I didn't know you can get certification in it, but I found one. And he is just an amazing individual, and he's very passionate about, value propositions, all of those things that agents need to be able to sell and talk about themselves. Then I have Andre Watley. He is my trainer and my son, and he has two master's degrees in education. He left teaching to become a full-time realtor. So, his passion for teaching, you know, he has put into his real estate business, and he helps me. We are a Zillow Premier team, so he handles all of that training on that end for us. So, like I said, I do try to grow out my leaders. I have another lady. She has like a set of twins, and she works at Chrysler full time, but you wouldn't know it from her production. So she is the VP of dual career agents. So that's her job, is to stay on the people who have dual careers, and our dual career agents really produce because they have accountability in that. So for every situation, I mean, I try to make sure that I'm growing my agents in that direction. So when they do leave the team, they're going to be, they'll still be bound to EXP because they are growing out these downlines and they do have these skills that we have helped them to develop. So, and they'll spin off one day to their own teams, and hopefully they'll strike it rich, because all you need is that one person to change your entire trajectory of your downline, right? Just need that one person, and hopefully, one of them will strike gold and get it.
Yeah, no doubt. But may I ask you, with almost 300, you and your wife right now, has attraction, the revenue share began to change your life in any perspective? Do you look at where you're at now and where you're going differently because you can kind of see the light of a
Mhm.
potential exit plan, or where I'm kind of going with it? Do you feel that, sense that?
Yes. I mean, my rev share takes care of all of my living expenses.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to I never worry about bills. I don't have to worry about gas prices. If I want a new car, I know where I can get the money from. If I want to travel, I got it. So it really takes care of all of our living expenses. And that is, What a relief. Like I'm making my salary that I was work my corporate America salary in my rev share, right?
Yeah.
Better. So I mean it has lifted quite the load for me. So um it's if the team has a bad month or if I need to invest in the team, like I keep everything separate, I can do that because I don't have to live off that money. I live off my rev share money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
That's our income. We live off of it.
Do you guys have a goal set here this year and the next 3 years and where you want to take it?
Yes, I definitely want to become an alpha. That is on my radar, which is why I have expanded to different states. So we are now, that is our goal now is to get in different states. So we are in Texas, where we just got in Arkansas open, in Indiana and Ohio. Just got my first Ohio agent. So I know that I'm going to have to leave my area to do it. You can't become an alpha in your own city.
Yeah. Yeah. Have to expand out. So
You have
reaching
to
out to
expand
these
out.
other agents, is it so if they're not in your local market, it's not an event, how are you reaching out to these other markets to kind of begin attracting?
Social media,
Okay.
social media,
And
social media.
is it just posts you're doing? Are you going out and liking their stuff? How's that taking
I
place?
talk to them, I friend them, I look for agents. I mean, now Facebook just feeds them to me, and I just be like, "Doop, doop, 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 friend, 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 friend." And I don't do anything like on the attraction end. I really just talk about my life as a team lead. I talk about my what my team is doing. I post videos of us. They don't know if it's a team or they don't know what's going on for real, but they
Yeah.
respond to it, and they're in my inbox. They want to talk. So like I said, I befriend them. I one guy, I had no clue that he was following me. His brokerage closed down, and he was like, I need to move my license. I'm just going to move it with you, the Ohio guy. And he was like, there's five other people in this office. We have no place to go. Oh, you have a place to go now. I was like, I can be in Cincinnati, and I gave him a day. I can be there Thursday to help you guys on board. Will that work for you? It's 4 hours for me. Yes, I can be there. So, I mean, he reached out to me. So, yeah,
And so
and now we're in Ohio.
to follow you on social media, LaShawn, is it just under your name? If we
It's
wanted to,
LaShawn Peterson Jackson is the one that I do the most, and LaShawn M. Peterson. I have two Facebook accounts, and I tell all agents get one because Mark Zuckerberg is fickle. I just he's very fickle, and so have that backup account. That's all I can say.
yeah,
So I don't know. So I do have two accounts that I manage my accounts myself. I have not been able to turn them over to a VA, and I think that's what people like about me is that personal touch. They know that I'm there. It's not a VA posting. I have other accounts that the VA posts under. Like I have a my virtual assistant is Taylor. Taylor has her own account, and people love Taylor. But she's not a real. I mean, my AI assistant. She's not a real person, but Taylor works for me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, so and I'm just starting on TikTok. TikTok, I'm an old lady on TikTok, but it's working for me.
yeah. So Facebook, TikTok, you do anything on Instagram?
I'm not that big on Instagram. Tawana's bigger on Instagram than me.
Okay,
I just share the Instagram. It's a little bit much for this old lady, but I'm the queen of Facebook. I do Facebook.
okay,
I
okay.
got a lot. Everything I attract, including clients, come from Facebook. But I'm
Love it,
trying to move to other areas.
love it, love it. Tracy, hey, if you wouldn't mind, dear, come off mute. But first of all, you guys know each other, LaShawn, Tracy?
Yes, I know
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes,
Okay,
I know LaShawn.
okay.
I said I wasn't missing this call, honey. I've been drumming up my team members like, get on the call. You don't want to miss LaShawn.
Love it, love it. Well, so Tracy, I'd love to hear some back and forth right now. You know where Tracy's at, right? 45 to 49, wants to get to
Yes.
300 plus.
Yes.
How would you guide this young lady? Because I know Tracy's busy. She's a huge producer as well. They got, what, 45, almost 50 people. How would you guide
Yeah.
Tracy? What else does she need to be doing to help get this group to 300?
Yes, that's awesome.
I would say just do more of what you do. Show them the day in the life. They
Hmm.
love that. They love to know that you are relatable. So you want to
Hmm.
be, and they love to know that you're a real person. I mean,
Hmm.
there's no perfect way to do it. Like I show them little things like my life.
Hmm.
I can drink coffee in my yard and I'll
Hmm.
get an agent in my inbox.
I do that. I do that. I think I just need to do more of it. I like you.
Yes.
I'm a Facebook queen. I'm trying my best to get this Instagram together, and I'm TikToking a little bit too, LaShawn. So I'm the old lady too. So we are very much alike.
Yes.
And I show my life. I tell my team, you have to show your life. You have to show you. You have to sell
Yes.
you. They're not really buying
Yes.
EXP. They're buying you.
They're
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, I just need to
Absolutely.
do more of it. I think that's the thing. I'm listening to you. I don't have events. I was just texting Ryan back and forth. I have another amazing team leader on the call, Kim Grice. And I was just texting Ryan, we need to do more events. We do not do events centered around attraction. And that's something I need to do in both states. I'm licensed in Tennessee and Georgia. And so I believe that will probably catapult the numbers. And whatever else you suggest, I'm on it.
Go to the event, you see outcome.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, we got LaShawn Peterson coming.
Yes, I will come. Throw the event.
Okay.
I will come.
I would
But
love
but
that.
more than anything, like you said, people buy you. So I put my dogs up. I talk about my dogs, and I take my dogs to the office. And
Mhm.
what person wouldn't want to have an office that they could bring their dog to? You can do that when you are the CEO of your company. You can bring your dog to work. So my dogs are very, very well known in my office. They run through the office. You know, they don't have to stay home by themselves, you know, because they're with me 24/7. The whole office knows them. So
Mhm.
that's like a real estate agent dream, right? To be able to just
Yeah.
right. So I do little things like that. So I don't plan my content. I will never be that person that has a week worth of content planned. That's never going to be me. I'm always off the cuff. I'm
Me
always
too.
natural, and I just try to be relatable and just
Mhm.
try to, let people feel me and my real energy, and they
Mhm.
like that.
That's me. I'm very much off the cuff and natural, just like Ryan is saying in the comments. And I
Yes.
guess, that you bring up a good point. Maybe to show a little bit, talk a little bit more about the freedom. Like I didn't have to wake up until a
Yes.
certain time today. And just maybe stuff like that to show more of the blessing of being free to really run your own schedule and selling the lifestyle a little bit more. I sell me, but maybe I should sell the lifestyle of the freedom and
Yes.
flexibility that real estate has brought to me. Okay, thank you.
Yes, because I mean, once you get to making money as a real estate agent, it's a beautiful life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tawana and
Mm-hmm.
I have a little lake house that's 20 minutes from our home, and we're there at our little lake house. And then I come back home. Like yesterday, I showed where I went from the lake into my view, my home view. I'm all about views in life. I like to look at beautiful things, so I keep my yard really nice. I like that's me, so
Mm-hmm.
I like to dress well. I love nice things,
True.
and everyone loves something different, right? I love my
Mm-hmm.
dog, so I just show them that this is the life that real estate has afforded me,
Yes. Yes. I'll do
and
more of
and
that. Mm-hmm.
and it can do the same thing for you. And I had to, for my team, I had to show them the receipts because I sometimes you gotta show people the receipts because they don't believe this is real. So I showed them my 1090, my EXP 1099s before I got a team. Let me show you what I was doing before I knew you.
Yes. Yes.
And I wrote it down on them. And that lit a new fire on over them. We
Yes.
probably have the best month we've ever had this month
I love
because
it.
they needed to see the receipts.
I love it. I love it.
And
I've done
that's
that
in
before.
recruiting, and that's in recruiting and their sales business. And
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, wow, LaShawn, what took you so long to do that? So don't you guys take that long to do that. Show receipts. If you got receipts, show it to them. That's real money here. Like we are
Yeah.
really living off of this.
Yeah. I love that. I showed
Yes.
receipts one time to a Mark Spain agent. I said, hey, I made $100,000 this month. She was like, no way. And I said, well, you do. I mean, I don't have to show you, but I think I want to show you. And I showed it to her. It made her more mad than it made her, convinced. So yeah, I guess you're
Well,
gonna have
she's
some of
probably mad
those,
at
right?
herself. She should be mad at herself because
She
it's
should be.
possible to make $100,000 a month.
Yes, yes,
Yes, it
yeah.
is. It's more than possible. Like, and I'm like, I'm not someone that was born rich, and I was not born into this business.
No, me
I
neither.
I had to work for it. So
Yes,
if you're
indeed.
willing to work for it, you can make as much money as you want. So, and I just,
Mhm.
like I said, most of the people who follow me or know me, they've known me for, they've seen me through different phases of my life. So they know that everything that I'm selling is real. It's
Mhm.
not made up. It's not fake. They've watched it. They've watched my life. They watched me meet Tawana. They watched it all via social media. So
Mhm.
that's why they send people to me because they know that I'm not selling them a dream. I'm selling them real life. They know
So
that if
very
they come
true.
to me, yes, if they join me in EXP, that success is already written for them. The systems are
Mhm.
already there. Everything that they need is already laid out.
Mhm. I knew she was the real deal too. I followed her, met LaShawn and her wife in it was one of the EXP cons. That's where I actually met you guys. And you were on
Yes.
stage, you were featured on stage. And I was just like, couldn't wait till you get off the stage so I could just walk up on you and talk to you. And I love that we have that flexibility in EXP because some people could
Yes.
become untouchable, and that's certainly not them. But what I loved also, I knew you were from Detroit, and I knew the price points, like you said, the person that told you you're working too hard with these small price points. And I knew the price points were low, and I was like, look at them, they're killing it. And I'm in Tennessee, high price points, Georgia, mid-range price points, and some of them are high. But you are a true inspiration to me. So thank you so much for being obedient and moving forward and believing in yourself. And even if it had to take a little pulling to bring you in, your wife had to bring you in. But the thing is, you did it, and I'm so grateful that you are touchable and that you've already been committed to helping us. And yeah, you've been a major inspiration. So thank you for that. Salute.
Thank you. And one of the things about Detroit is we had a goal to increase home ownership, Tawana and myself.
Mhm.
It's like because it when we started, Detroit was in bankruptcy. It was a mess. And they were not writing mortgages in the city. I think like when in 2017 they have wrote like five mortgages.
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
Yes, five
That's
in the whole
terrible.
city. And we work with Flagstar Bank to come up with a program for first time home buyers. And we've went to the state. They gave us, it's called MISTA, where they give home buying credits. So we had people that were able to stack all of these home buying credits and they started writing the mortgages again because they developed some. We had people coming to closing with one penny to buy a house. A lot
Wow.
of these people are still homeowners to this day. I mean, like none of our original people have went into foreclosure.
Wow.
So the home ownership rate went from like 30%, and we're now at like 53% home ownership rate in the city of
My
Detroit.
goodness. I love
Yes.
it.
So that was our goal to do that. And a lot of people that we sold those 30, 40, $50,000 homes to, and I'm talking about these are really nice houses when we started, right? They have since sold those homes for two, 300,000, and they have bought their dream home, their five, $600,000 dream home. So that's like all the business that we get now is people moving up because in Detroit they used to would buy a house and live in it until you die, but they saw me do the same thing. They saw me move from Adam, I think since this is like our third house, right? So they saw me move up in my home, like, and they was like, man, I should do that too. So no, so we're teaching people how to build wealth through home ownership and how to live the life you want to live. You don't have
Mhm.
to stay in those low price points. You're making the money. Come on out and let's live good.
Yay.
Life's
Yay.
good.
So I guess we're
Good life
tracking. I think we're tracking because we do have the same goal. In particular, I did not know this. I learned through NAREB's numbers that African American ownership, home ownership numbers in particular were lower than any other demographic. And that's just like, I was like,
Absolutely.
what?
Mhm.
And so I too took on the passion of educating my community, educating my people on the importance of home ownership and generational wealth. And that's what me and my team does. That's what we do to this day. And so we're tracking. We're tracking. We just got to do more of it.
Yeah, I will never be too big. I will never be too rich. I will never be too anything not to do home ownership workshops. I uh, we have to have at least one a quarter. If two people are there, that's two people that I'm going to make a homeowner and change the trajectory of their family's life. I would never get too big for that.
That's
So,
it. Thank you so
yes,
much.
I have
Thank you.
like five different missions. Five different irons in the fire. So, and another thing, I believe in real estate agents having sustainable income. So that's where I'm really big with my downline and with my team. Like, I don't want you to have an expensive hobby, paying your realtor fees and not making any money because we know this can become an expensive hobby if you're not selling houses. So I am very much on them about letting them know that the opportunity is real. Like you can recruit all the people in the world, but if they're not selling homes, it's not making anybody any money. It's actually making everyone poor because they're taking time and then they're, putting out money and nothing, it's just a waste. So I'm just a real pusher of productivity and just
Love it.
trying to keep my hands on everybody. And that's why I don't personally sell real estate because I have a lot to do.
So do you
I don't
have
sell
any kind
anymore.
of LaShawn, I know you connect with people on social media and so forth. Do you have a particular avatar? Do you try to go after people that are already producing, or do you want to even take on brand new agents and bring them into your
I
group?
love new agents. I love new agents. Just because the way I move, I can get a new agent into productivity and make them a top producer in 3 to 6 months. The number one agent on my team has been an agent. She hasn't been an agent a year yet. And she probably has about 3 million in her pipeline right now, which is a whole lot of money in my for her price point. But she's brand new. I love new agents, and I can make them productive. I don't new agents. I mean, experienced producing agents. You have to break down so many bad habits, and I'm dealing with that in my Houston market, right? So, oh my gosh.
That's interesting that you say that. I mean, now Kelly, looking right here on the screen, I know you're thinking the same thing. And we always go, try to find that agent that's already doing the 3 million that wants to go to six. Just it's easier. But you're saying you take a brand new agent 3 to 6 months they're in production. That's a whole nother reason we'd love to have you on a Tuesday. Do you mind me asking, is what you're doing with that new agent, is it mainly because of what your group offers, or is it a combination of you bringing them to what EXP is doing? How do you get somebody into production? I know this is a rev share call, but
Not
this has
with
a lot to do
fast
with the
cap.
cash
You
flow
guys
at the
got
same
it.
time.
Fast cap. You put them at those new agents in fast cap, and you
Okay.
may have to spend a little time with them just going through contracts and stuff, just making sure they got it and answering any questions, even though they have a mentor and and they have the brokerage team, just be that extra backbone that extra that they need and ask them what do they need help with. You may have to dedicate an hour or two a week to them, but they'll be more than worth it. And then put them in fast cap. Fast cap will get them there. That's all my agents who don't want to join the team and come into the rev share. You got to go to fast cap. Let EXP do the heavy lifting for you, and
Yeah.
fast cap works. And once they complete fast cap, now they can get leads.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
From do you mind me asking, who do you have in your group that has excelled and that came out of fast cap or even during and after have gotten really good results? Is there a couple of them?
Let me see. Let me see. I do have what's her name? Tanisa Brown, the one she went to fast cap and she has her biz. She was a top producing agent on the team last year because she's the one that was part-time, so she missed a lot of training, and when she was ready to get serious about her business, I didn't have time to go back. I was like, hey, go to fast cap. So I sent probably about 10 people from my team to fast cap because I wanted to make sure that I was giving them everything they need. So a lot of them you came back and said everything that you taught us I've learned in fast cap. I mean, we already knew, but it reiterated and it gave it to us a different way. And I watched those people and they were able to accelerate their business in different ways. So even though they know the information, just hearing it a different way works. So the fast cap instructors are phenomenal. So I just encourage anybody, even if you're producing an agent that's producing already, go back and go through fast cap. You know, I I'm a student of learning. I take classes every week. I told my team and I showed them some receipts on this. I have spent $20,000 this year on personal coaching and development for myself.
Wow.
Yes, for myself. Because there's no way that I can be expected to lead people and I'm not fully developed, right? So, and I never want to get stagnant in my leadership and I never want to be out of touch. So I make sure that I go to enough trainings every year and I have the top coaches and I have, you know, the influence of people who I of the subject matter experts. So like I coach under Kendall Bonner. She's one of my coaches. Y'all know Kendall, right? Yep, she's one of my coaches. Austin Chevron, right? Y'all know Austin. right? So yes, so I pay the top people to make sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be in my business. So also, and it will definitely help you with your attraction and how you show up. So
Yeah.
definitely invest in yourself.
Yeah. Love it. 20 grand on personal development and coaching. Never stop learning. Love it.
Hmm.
Any last question or two?
I have a
That
question.
anybody- Yeah, please, Melvin.
Thanks for sharing, LaShawn. I think I saw you in Tawanda. I don't know if it was at a, have you been to a LA regional before? You guys?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's what I know.
Hmm.
You guys did an excellent job there. I have a couple questions. One is the Eventbrite for your meetings. What percentage do you say your people come from the Eventbrite?
So when I tell you this was my first time doing it, was last month. Well, I mean, besides the big events, the small Eventbrite with the two C's, it was my first time, and it was with a fellow EXP agent.
Mhm.
And we probably got, and like I said, we hold 60, so we had to get about 40 people in from Eventbrite.
So wow, that was pretty. That's pretty big. Also, you said you can communicate with your team on a group chat. What vehicle do you use for that? Is it
Messenger.
just, huh?
We use Facebook Messenger because I
Facebook?
want them to use something that they're already on. So we have a Messenger, Facebook Messenger group chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
And I
much.
have one separate for my team and one for my downline.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anybody, one last question here before we let this lady get after her day? I know LaShawn has been busy, busy lady. Anybody got another question? We all good? All right, LaShawn, you rock, lady. I mean, my
You.
goodness gracious. Yeah, you're contagious. The smile,
Thank
the
you.
energy, everything about you. So thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for your time. Sincerely appreciate it.